I love that they are introducing 22 new runes. I love that they are introducing 14 new soul cores. I love the ultimatum. I know that some people hate it. I love that they are introducing 7 new talismans. GGG just released this post that is called Patch 0.2.1 and New Crafting Soccerables Preview. They are still calling the Soccerables crafting. The community thinks that Soccerables are not crafting, and GGG thinks that Soccerables are crafting. So this is a war between the community and GGG regarding if Soccerables are crafting or not. But GGG really fucking thinks that Soccerables are crafting. Okay, let's continue. As we mentioned in our plan for patch 0.2.1 last week, we'll be adding a plethora of new crafting Soccerables in the end game. The Soccerable system is one of the many crafting systems available in Path of Exile 2. Again, crafting systems. The idea is for them to help you out during your campaign progression to fill out any missing attributes or resists that you might be lacking. After you progress into the endgame and fill out those stats in your gear, they can be swapped out for different stats like damage or defense so that you can min-max your character. However, one of the issues that we currently have with the Soccerable crafting system is that by the time you get to the endgame, there isn't really anything new or exciting to find to replace your old rune. Dude, over 60% of you are not subscribed. Why? Why are you like this? Just click the sub button, my dude. It is quick, it is easy, it is free. You get content, I get a sub, win-win situation. Just click the sub button, my dude. I kind of agree with this, but at the same time, I also have a counter argument for this. In my characters, I would really like to use, for example, there are plenty of things that are currently, today in the game, that I would like to slot into my gear in the sockets. For example, I would like to use the soul core that gives you 2% extra maximum life or 5%, I don't remember the percentage. That is a good soul core to have. Or the soul core that gives you 7% chaos resistance. The problem is that unless your character is fucking stacked, you really struggle to complete your resistances only through gear. And you need the sockets to complete your resistances. Yes, even in the fucking end game. Even in the fucking end game. So I have this character here, that this is not a bad character at all. This character kills tier 4 whatever the fuck. This character kills tier 4 expedition, tier 4 siege, tier 4 ritual. Both bosses, tier 3 fucking arbiter. This character kills shit. My sockets, look at this, 40% fire resistance. Iron rune for evasion, iron rune. This is the only one that is kind of different, that is increased cooldown recovery for my grenades. But as you can see, I don't have much space to mess around with fucking sockets. Even a stacked character. So my counter argument is that if you want the sockets to be more relevant than they are right now, you don't only need to give me different sockets, that you are already doing that, thank you very much, but you also need to give me other ways to solve my resistances. And this is a character that is not using almost any unique, only the belt. If you are a character that uses unique pieces, it is even harder to solve your resistances, because unique pieces have the resistances baked in them, right? Sometimes they don't even have them. So it is even harder to do. What I am trying to say in here is, put resistances in the fucking skill tree, because you are not going to buff the rolls of resistances that you can get in the gear. But you are not going to do that, right? Put it in the fucking skill tree then, in the passive skill tree. But if you want me to use the sockets, I need to have the space to use them, because if not, they are going to be useless. So only a handful of people are going to be using all this new shit that you are putting in here. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I am a fucking noob, and I will have to be itemizing my characters better. But hey, that is what I think. In 0.2.1, we are adding 22 new runes. All of these runes will be world drops only. which means you won't be able to upgrade any existing runes to get them. Here are a few examples that speak for themselves. I hope this means that the 22 new runes are really 22 new runes and they are not 7 new runes that can upgrade themselves, but they are 22 new runes. That would be fucking awesome. And I think it is like that because of this wording. They will be truly 22 new runes. So we have here the first one. The Assandra's Rune of Wisdom. Wand or staff. That means that you can only socket this in a wand or on a staff. +1 to level of all spell skills. Now, I am not a spell handy, but I can't think of a spell build right now that is using a wand because nobody uses staffs. Everybody is using wand plus focus or wand plus shield or wand plus a scepter. I can't think of any single spell build that wouldn't get this. Everybody will be using this. Unless they introduce an alternative to this room, everybody will be using this room, by the way. Everybody will be using this room. Then you have, and this one is even worse. Boots, 5% increased movement speed. Tell me, who the fuck is going to slot anything else in their boots that is not 5% increased movement speed? Everybody is going to slot 5% movement speed in the fucking boots. In fact, boots that are corrupted that had 2 slots to put 2 of these bad boys in there for 10% movement speed are going to be more expensive because they are corrupted with 2 slots. So at this point, you think you are adding options, but you are removing them because this will become the de facto room for boots. Just give in and put the implicit movement speed on the boots. I don't understand what is the why not do it? What is the problem? Put the implicit on boots for movement speed and that's it. You think you are putting options with this? You are removing it. Everybody's going to put this. So for all the other shit that you have for boots is automatically removed from the pool. Everybody's going to put in this. Unless you are playing highly specific movement speed builds. For example, again, the build that I am playing. This build specifically focuses on having movement speed while I attack. So I have great movement speed. I can sacrifice in this build the 5% movement. Okay, I can go without the 5% movement. Cool. But why? Because I am hyper specific in movement speed. Less percent movement penalty from using skills while moving. Your speed is unaffected by slows. I have movement speed all over the place. Movement speed in here, movement speed in here, movement speed in here, movement speed in here, movement speed in here. I hyper focus on movement speed. But if you're playing a warrior, there is no way in fucking hell you don't put the 5% movement speed on your fucking boots if you are a fucking warrior. You are 100% going to do it. The Great Wolf's Rune of Willpower. Well, I like the name. The Great Wolf. That is a good fucking name. Body Armor. 10% of damage is taken from mana before life. This is fucking cool. There was a Dreamcore video where he tries to get to 100% of damage is taken from mana before life without having to take mind over matter. So that it is possible for people that start on the opposite side of the tree, like a mercenary, to get to that point. I think this is cool. This is giving you options. This is giving you options if you want to build something cool. So I like this one. This one is fucking great. Then they say this is one of the 4. Okay, so we have 3 of the 22 runes. Great. I hope they are 22 and not 7 multiplied. But okay, we will see. This is one of the 14 new soul cores. 14 new soul cores is fucking awesome. Takati's Soul Core of Affliction. Soul cores can be found in endgame ultimatum encounters in the Trial of Chaos. I love farming the Trial of Chaos right now because it is very profitable. Because people need soul cores and you get the soul cores in the Trial of Chaos. So it is profitable. I hope that this will make it more profitable because that I like that farm. it is quick, and it is easy. So it is a really good way of making currency. I hope this will make it so that the new Soul Course will make it so that the ultimatum is a better farm. Helmets. Enemies you course have minus 8% to chaos resistance. Okay, this is basically catered toward obviously builds that course, but not only that, but builds that course and deal chaos damage, because if you course but you don't deal chaos damage, then you don't care about this shit, because why does it matter that they have minus chaos resistance? But if you are coursing and doing chaos damage, this is awesome for you. Lastly, here is one of the 7 new talismans, the talisman of Thuldana. These new talismans can be dropped from Asmirian spirit possessed enemies. I think that the drop rate for the talismans that are right now in the game are really low. So I don't know what will happen when they introduce these new talismans. Let's see what happens. Talismans of Thuldana, martial weapon. So this is for a martial weapon only. 25% reduced poison duration, and targets can be affected by +1 of your poisons at the same time. This is really cool, again, for poison builds. Maybe you stuck with the skill tree and the gauntlets that give you +1 and bullshit, and then you can have like 5 fucking poisons on the target. That is fucking cool, dude. Then they say, as you can see from the crafting sockerables, we've shown above, the power ceiling from sockerables is being raised. Well, this is true. The power ceiling is definitely being raised. Moreover, by the these two are really powerful. +1 to level of all spell skills and 5% increased movement speed. These two things are so powerful that they can become the de facto rune you use in these pieces. As these are also intended to be valuable chase drops, you shouldn't expect to find these trivially. These are rare, and they are intended to be mid to long-term character upgrades that you can do incrementally as you play deeper and deeper into the endgame. Now, this part is important, because you could argue that this is the way that they are going to contradict what I am saying. Well, if the 5% increased movement speed is really rare, then it is not the de facto rune, because you will have to blah 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 blah. It will still be the best in a slot. And if it is rare, even more, and people are going to chase it like they are saying. Also, I don't think any of these things should be rated than it will cost you in the currency exchange more than 1 to 2 divines. If it costs more than 2 divines to get this 5% increased movement speed, for example, in my opinion, it is too fucking rare. It is too fucking rare. There's no way in hell that for this shit, you should be paying more than 2 fucking divines. I made a video the other day talking about how in Path of Exile there is stuff that is so fucking rare that essentially, in practice, it doesn't exist. And time proved me right, because after I made that video, they released, they said they were going to release the patch that is going to, which is this patch, by the way, that is going to improve a lot of those things, like the rate of appearance of rare omens, of citadels, of encounters, of a lot of bullshit in the endgame that basically doesn't exist. So why have something that it is so rare that people are not using it? Of course, the way they are expressing this in here, it leaves wiggle room, because for a casual player, if this end up costing 1 to 2 divines, that is expensive. For a room, 2 divines, that is a piece of gear, right? So that is rare. That is a chase item for the vast majority of players. For us ultra nerds that play the game every day, of course a 1 divine item is not that big of a deal, right? But that is why you have to interpret this word in this language. What are they referring to? Are they referring to the vast majority of players? Are they referring to the sweats? Are they referring to everybody? This is going to be rare no matter what. We don't know. In my opinion, let's say even 3 divines. Even 3 divines. More than that is just too fucking rare. Unless there is like one rune that is fucking broken and that one is 15 divines. But it is because that specific one, not all of them, right? But again, even the fact, let's say that this shit, the movement speed ends up costing 10 divines. it is still going to be the de facto rune because of the inner workings of movement speed and the game. People are going to still go and looking for this. Because 5 movement speed in boots is the shit. So for the design space, I have a big problem with this. With the 5% increased movement speed. Movement speed should be implicit on boots, and runes should be dedicated to something else, and the affix on the boots to something else, because you are not giving me choices, you are removing choices because I need the movement speed. Overall, I don't want you to think that I'm being complaining, that I am whining, that I am being negative about the patch. I am just trying to provide a counter argument, another way of looking at this. But hey, don't make any mistake. I love the game and I am loving this direction. By the way, I love that they are introducing 22 new runes. I love that they are introducing 14 new soul cores. I love the ultimatum. I know that some people hate it. I love that they are introducing 7 new talismans. And for example, this one, the 10% of damage taken from mana before life. This is fucking awesome. This core's chaos resistance is awesome. These targets can be affected by +1 of your poisons. That one is awesome. I only have a little bit of an issue with these first two because they are too fucking powerful that they will be de facto. And also, we don't know how rare they will be, but I am thinking like, depending on how rare they are, this can be good or can be bad. Because if they become that each one of these is 10 divines, most people are not going to interact with this system. Why are you creating it then? But if they are 1 divine, hey, great, awesome, I love it. It is expensive, it is a little bit of a chase item, but it is attainable by the player base. Awesome, we all win. Overall, I am very positive about this. I am saying it because I know that because of the way I talk and I've been kind of whining and people will say, what the fuck are you talking about? I am not complaining, chill out, chill out. We got a lot more coming in patch 0.2.1, which we're still working on. Later this week, we'll also show off some of the new unique items that will also be released in the update. Thank you very much. I love it. More content, more videos, reading the uniques. Fucking great. I love it. Despite our attempts to have 0.2.1 ready for deployment this week, we do need a little bit of extra time, so that we have shifted it to the following week. I don't have a problem with this. Hey, fine by me. I think the game, how it is right now, how I am playing it right now, it is really fucking fun. And I think this patch will be a W, because you have to remember this patch is not only these soul cores. This patch is also going to include all the other check to the end game, improvements to the end game. This patch will be a banger. So, hey, I am fine if it is next week. I am fine with that. Do your thing, cook it up. No problems with that, my dude. Again, I do think that overall, this is positive, this is good. I kinda hate the 5% movement speed, but hey, what can you do? It is not game breaking either. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.